everybody. Welcome back. Glad to have you with us, and I think a whole lot of folks out there very glad that temperatures are going in the opposite direction of the rain over the next several hours. Yeah, rain falling to the tune of about an inch, inch and a half. Temperatures, though, are going to climb and keep us out of the big wintry mess that a lot of folks to our north are just going to get pounded by. Now, that's not to say we're out of the winter weather as of yet. We've got what looks to be a mostly snow-related event hitting us just in time for the weekend. How big and who's it going to hit and how much? Well, that's a whole lot of yet to be determined. But we'll get to it as much as we can in a few moments and talk about the rain on some very, very well already saturated grounds in just a few moments, which have us under a flood watch, which remains in effect through this evening and through tomorrow morning. We, as always, well, 99% of the time, have a great deal to talk about when it comes to the weather department. Coverage of your Sagersville City Council meeting last evening. Our friends from Logan County came to support there, and our Lady Hornets just a couple of days ago over the course of the weekend, as I told you last night. Made for a wonderful, wonderful story. I'll have that for you. But some other news to get to before we can get to that and more. And the first is the identity of a woman who was killed in a Knott County crash very early this morning, shortly after the midnight hour. Kentucky State Police reports indicate that the victim was not wearing a seatbelt, and toxicology results are still pending, but they have confirmed the death of 54-year-old Brenda Thacker of Mousy in Knott County, who was pronounced dead at the scene of the single vehicle accident. It happened around 12:20 this morning on Kentucky Highway Route 550. She was reportedly behind the wheel of a white passenger car traveling east on 550. She apparently failed to negotiate a curve, drove off the left shoulder of the road, that vehicle coming to rest in the creek. And once again, 54-year-old Brenda Thacker of Mousy was pronounced dead at the scene. The accident remains under investigation. A road closure in Magoffin County this week, day after tomorrow, Route 867 to be more specific. In order to repair a slide, the Kentucky Department of Highways is going to close a section of Route 867 in Magoffin County this Thursday. It's going to be near mile marker 6 in the Oakley area. It's going to start, well, shortly after buses run, around 7:30 or a little later. They hope to have it done by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. During that time, however, well, the road will be closed to all through traffic. They're not going to have a marked detour posted, but drivers can, of course, use alternate routes, Route 7, the Mountain Parkway, 460, Burning Fork, all as detour routes. But they say plan your trips accordingly. They hope to have, weather permitting, the job done on that day, and as I said, between 7:30 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, the governor of Kentucky has unveiled his significant and albeit drastic tax changes that he has promised on, 22 in all resulting in a $210 million profit, if you will, for the state of Kentucky. Kentucky.com outlined his remarks today in the following report that says he basically plans on doing it by raising, or adding, I should say, adding the 6% sales tax to a whole lot of goods and services that currently don't have it, raising the tax on cigarettes significantly, at the same time reducing some other taxes slightly, saying that the state of Kentucky is being held back by what he called an archaic tax code that was designed for a 20th century economy. The governor today unveiled a total of 22 proposed tax changes that would generate an estimated $210 million in revenue a year for the state of Kentucky after they're all fully implemented. The governor's tax overhaul plan does so by adding the 6% sales tax to services such as janitorial services, landscaping, golf courses, fitness, recreational, sports centers, automotive repairs, computer installation, computer repair, and a list of other items. That generating about $280 million for the state after it's all said and done. He would also up the tax on cigarettes, currently 60 cents a pack, to a full $1 per pack of smokes. Beshear also calls for a reduction, though, in some other taxes, including individual income tax rates, lowering the top corporate income tax rate from 6% to 5.9%, and enacting a refundable earned income tax credit at 7.5% of the federal credit. The governor also proposes tax breaks for what he called several of Kentucky's signature industries, creating an income tax credit for the bourbon industry, as well as several other areas. The governor's plan also is based on recommendations that were devised from a tax reform commission that he established in 2012 that was headed by Lieutenant Governor Jerry Abramson. The governor says he's aware that the political climate as it's ongoing, according to today's report, For debating tax changes, well, it's going to be a hard road ahead this year when all 100 House seats and 19 of the Senate's 38 seats are up for grabs. Republicans trying to gain control of the State House for the first time since 1921. Well, local news, beginning with coverage of the Sagersville City Council meeting last night, starts right after these words.
Game time means wing time at Lee's, and that means it's time for you to try our new buffalo wings. I can't tell you our secret, but I can tell you they're marinated and then rolled in our famous, albeit a little spicy, crispy chicken batter and served up with any of our 7 delectable sauces. So get your hands on a meal or a box today at your Sagersville Lee's famous recipe, where no one does chicken like we do chicken. It's definitely the pie that sets it apart from everything you've ever known, tasted, or loved about a Reese's Cup or a DQ Blizzard. Real Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, creamy vanilla soft serve, and a real, crunchy graham pie crust that gives it the texture and taste you'll never forget. But hurry, because it's the Blizzard of the month at your Sagersville Dairy Queen. Love is in the air at the seasonal shop with something sweet for all your hearts. With cute $5 or $10 custom Valentines perfect for the kids at school, and other adorable cuddly candy bouquets just perfect for everyone. And they've got the finest in Whitman's chocolates and more ways to say I love you than you can imagine throughout the store. Fashionable and fan favorite handbags and jewelry for her. Absolutely anything and everything UK for him, and even Big Blue for the cutest of Valentines. And just in, sassafras burlap designs in monogram doormats and garden flags to say welcome. All this and so much more only at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville. The 2014 Terexes are in with a newly redesigned 800cc power plant and a new 2-seat configuration. And the XP1000 is on the ground, 107 horsepower and a world-class suspension, plus Polaris financing as low as 2.99%, 5.99% for up to 72 months. But it's only good till the end of the year at Connolly's Kawasaki and Polaris of Paintsville. From time and money saving services like their overdraft protection, telephone and online banking services, to finding the right home, college, or car loan, to personalized checking and savings accounts designed around your exact needs, Sagersville National Bank is still your best choice, and the same locally owned and operated bank that's been looking out for your family's financial health since 1902. Sagersville National, restoring the piggy bank population one savings at a time.
Postponed on a couple of occasions due to the weather, the Sagersville City Council last evening met in regular session.
Discussion around 2 Sagersville police officers returning from the academy where they've been for the past, I believe, 15 weeks. And one more week, we'll be back on the road. The city police department then back up to 4 police officers. The McGoffin County Fiscal Court in their last meeting, as the Sagersville City Council did last night in their meeting, have now both passed a resolution in support and showing thanks to the governor and his administration for supporting to the tune of more than $753 million the 4-laning and widening of the Mountain Parkway. Also graciously requesting some modifications to be made to help some Sagersville businesses keep current traffic flow or at least not hinder it in any form or fashion. The mayor's report spoke on some water issues, the weather causing some problems for some customers, also acknowledging the Public Service Commission, the date of which we do not have, where the city and county governments will be able to address, as will the Public Service Commission, the Frontier Gas Company, for serious outages which have been problematic for a lot of customers in McGoffin County. There was also some discussion on behalf of Rick Howard of Howard's Cable at his suggestion of revising or reviving, I guess is the appropriate term, a plan that actually started several years ago, and how now will be the appropriate time and the best opportunity to take advantage of some possible funds to offer up interest in an alternate route around the city of Sagersville that would just take a mile or less of new roadway to be constructed, which would greatly possibly improve not just transportation in and around the city, but also open up a lot of other doors as well.
Years ago, I was on the Lincoln Valley Development Corporation with Tom Fraser and a lot of other people in town, and part of our 10-year plan was the 3-lane of 114, and we got that. It was what the state wanted us to see, projects that we felt like was necessary for our community. And on the 20-year plan was a open access from where the health department is now all the way into Mash Fork, which would give us a bypass sort of around town on part of it. Now, while the Mountain Parkway's getting all this money, of course, as all of you are aware of, to do the road right now would be the best time in the world to draft a letter and maybe send it to the Secretary of Transportation or whoever's involved and express your interest.
You're right, we need to open that up. We gotta have another one.
Yes, I mean, you know, it's a start, and right now's the time. You could probably, you know, Don Short said, and Senator Stivers, right now is a golden opportunity. If you don't take advantage of it, you probably never get it.
That's such a small distance that the city might be able to do that. The county.
Who's the landowners there, Rick? In that
Well, you're looking at Henry Clay Patrick and then Bob Patrick, and both of them are willing and want it. You only got 2 landowners to deal with, so, you know, I love Sayersville and love going through it, but you need accesses around it. It won't hurt your downtown area. I think it'll more or less complement it and help it more. The more that you open up routes and things for, you know, houses to grow and, you know, better accessibility to all ends, more people will build in areas and things will open up more for you. And you can, you know, you can sit still and not do it, and here we'll be like we are 10, 15 years from now, where we can start what we need to do. There hadn't been a road really built in McGoffin County besides repair or, you know, extension since the 1960s.
And the last order of business after executive session, the city council reconvened and then filled Johnny Lovely's spot on the Water Commission, his term up on January the 7th with another Sayersville resident.
The recommendation that Terry Marshall be made the new water commissioner. I have a vote on that. I'll do a roll call.
Aye.
Jeff Cross, Texas, or over it.
Texas.
Yeah. Thank you, Mom.
Make sure you get that right on the ballot.
Don't put that in the minutes. Tom Frazier.
Yes.
Jim Reed.
Yes.
Poor boy. Kenneth Williams. Okay. Terry Marshall be the new water commissioner. Terry Marshall be the water commissioner.
And then after, the meeting was adjourned. More top news to come right now. Announcements via McGoffin County Farm Bureau sponsored community calendar announcements that begin with a few birthdays. Actually, a birthday. Got one for tomorrow, it looks as though. But this was still very important. This young lady, 17 today, Jenna Leanne Williams. From all your friends and family, especially a whole lot of love from your mama, baby, and his stepdad, Ricky. Happy, happy birthday. This is Jenna Leanne Williams, and she's 17 today. Happy birthday. A reminder about the Soup Bean Dinner hosted by the Elk Creek Church this Friday from 11 till 5. Now, you can come pick it up. You can come and eat with them. They'd love to have the company. And you can also have it delivered, and all you have to do is call 349-8637 or 205-4914. A big Soup Bean Dinner hosted by the Elk Creek Church. That's this Friday here in McGoffin County in Sayersville, 11 till 5. Just a reminder, this Saturday is the annual Sweetheart Banquet at the Burning Fork Community Church. In case you don't know, they're the church right behind the BP on 114. And from 3 to 8:30, they'll be serving their wonderful steak or chicken dinners with all the fixings, drinks, and literally they have a whole room full of desserts you get to choose from. And you'll receive first-class service in a beautiful setting. They do it up right, I promise. $16 per person. Kids get to eat half price. 349-6400 to make your reservations. And making reservations is indeed a good idea. They have several hundred folks come through. Indoor photography workshop set for Monday at your McGoffin County Extension Office. They'll have tips and tricks and a little bit of education and guidance on how to take pictures indoors, especially for larger events like graduations and awards programs and ceremonies and more. Eyeglass donations can still be made at the McGoffin County Senior Citizen Center. They'll be collected and taken overseas to some folks who have no means of getting eyeglasses in any other way. With that said, I thought I had one more. No, I do not, though. that said, that gives me a reminder that this is how you get announcements on the program. For free as always, and that means birthdays and anniversaries too. And lastly, this evening, funeral services and other special announcements brought to you on behalf of our friends at the McGoffin County Funeral Home. And tonight we have the following, presented in loving memory of Ovi Cardi on what would have been his birthday. Loved and forever missed by a host of family and friends.
At the end of every race, Mark Martin hangs up his driving gloves. He hangs up his fire suit. And he hangs up his helmet. Which is why he picks up his phone and opens the ER Extra app. The app shows ER Extra wait times, locations, and more. It's the one safeguard Mark Martin is never without. ER Extra at Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Let's do this. Can't believe my daughter wants to marry a Hatfield.
And I can't believe my son fell in love with a McCoy.
I got one thing to say. They're gonna have the wireless plan with the best service.
And I say they're gonna have the wireless plan with the biggest savings.
Daddy!
Hush up, Mary Beth.
Pa! Stay out of this, Jonah.
We're done talking.
You got that right.
Better service.
Bigger savings.
Daddy, we've both got Appalachian Wireless. Better service.
Bigger savings.
That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
Faster, friendlier, family-owned Parkway Pharmacy, open 8:30 till 6:30 Monday through Friday in the new McGoffin Medical Plaza under the care of local pharmacist Jesse Rudd. To make Parkway Pharmacy your pharmacy, come by or give us a call at 349-4400.
Hi, I'm Don McFarland. I'm an attorney in Sayersville, Kentucky. I'm here to serve you and meet your legal needs. If your family or loved ones get in trouble, or if trouble comes to your door, then it's always good to have a friendly face that you can call on. So please, give me a call. I've been here my entire life. I was born here. I was raised here. I grew up here. I have a family here. I've been practicing law here in Sayersville since 1994. So when you have times of trouble and times of pain, then pick up the phone and call Donald Wayne. 349-9000.
I think I very well documented how very close two high schools have become since the March 2nd tornado of 2012. That being the McGoffin County High School and that of the Logan County High School, who kind of adopted our Lady Hornets and took them in and showed them some compassion and some team spirit that would ultimately earn both high schools a National Spirit of Sport Award. And that all began back in the middle of the state tournament, right before the second round for the Lady Hornets. And as you can see from this footage, very well continues today.
As the Lady Hornets were in Bowling Green, going into their second round of the state tournament, reeling from the tornado, trying to focus, Logan County High School students found out about their situation, came out to a practice, surprised them with a pep rally and pizza and drinks, and then came out to support them in a big way in their second round game. And since then, the teams have been supporting each other just like this when Logan County showed up with a busload of students just the other night as the Lady Hornets were hosting the Lady Eagles of Central.
It's a great win from McGoffin County tonight, very important win from what I understand. And, it's a great atmosphere. Kids loved it, and they build these relationships that last a lifetime.
How long are we going to keep this relationship going?
We hope forever. We hope for a long time. I think we've kind of had some bond between ourselves as far as we just want to see, as long as we're principals. I mean, we plan on keeping this going. It's wonderful relationship, and we hope we can come up and see McGoffin County and Diddle Arena at the state tournament.
The 5-hour bus ride at first, we're like, I don't know about this, but I'm so glad we came. A game like that, y'all don't know, that was amazing.
Yeah. What do you think, Jamie? Did it add a little bit extra? This was already going to be a screamer of a game.
Yeah, but the game was already going to be hard. I mean, if we win, we get the top seed. But having them there, I mean, was like another boost. Plus, it kind of made our pep section awesome, so thank you guys.
And to make a 250-mile trip, you know, just nothing. Because they will, and they've developed friendships that will last a lifetime. They'll talk about this. They might remember some play that they made in high school, or they might remember some game that they won against, like this game, a real close game that they won. They'll remember this forever. I mean, this is the definition of sportsmanship. These kids are what it's about, and I just couldn't be more happy to be a part of the relationship that we have with Dauphin County, and especially for these kids.
I think this is a definition of sportsmanship. When we won that award, Casey and I didn't even know there was a National Spirit Award. And they asked if we cared if they nominated us, and we did. But I think as far as that, and like he says, building relationships with these kids, you can see behind us, like they've known each other forever. And of course, some of them still stay in contact through Facebook and stuff. But the kids that really started this really have all graduated. His group and I think his son was one of the main people that started this back in 2012.
I'd much rather, you know, come here and make memories and say, you know, when I was a senior in high school, I got to go and do this and go here and meet people and have a great time. I'm going to remember that, you know, a lot longer than I will go to some AP study sessions. I mean, it's just, it's a real blessing to come here, and we appreciate this.
And when I asked them what are some of the other most surprising or most enjoyable parts of the trip, police escort was at the top of their list. When they saw the lights flashing, well, they were thinking something else. They don't have that type of thing in Logan County and in other parts of central and western Kentucky. I told them we have them here every chance we get. And we've had a lot of those chances lately. Now, getting you caught up on the Hornets and Lady Hornets real quickly before we turn to a weather forecast that's just, well, we're faring a lot better than a lot of other folks, but that's another story in just a second. To get you up to date on the Hornets real quickly, now the boys were last in action last Thursday, as I showed you highlights from the East Ridge game. They hosted them at home, and it was a win, as we showed you, 62-53. So they've had a bit of a break. They are in action tonight, though, at Sheldon Clark. The road game tonight, tip-off for varsity, set for 7:30. We'll let you know how it comes out tomorrow. Now they are right now at 11-9 on the season, and 2-3 in the district, 6-6 in the region. As for the Lady Hornets, well, they've already had another game since the highlights that I showed you from Central. That's right. Central, of course, was on Saturday over the weekend. Well, the Lady Hornets were in action last night on the road at Pikeville, and they brought back another win. That makes, I got to count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row for the Lady Hornets. This win over Pikeville, 65-36, puts them also at 18 wins and only 4 losses on the season. Still keeps them undefeated, of course, in regional and obviously district play at 13-7-0. And it also puts them back on the road tomorrow night. No, Thursday night. Sorry about that. They're traveling to Boyd County Thursday night. There are only 2 more home games left for the Lady Hornets, February the 11th and February the 21st. As for the boys, they've got 4 more on the regular season schedule, so we'll get a few chances to see them. But the Lady Hornets are on the road once again at Boyd County this Thursday. Now take a look at this. That's a whole lot of crayons there. Basically every color in the rainbow, and that is indicative of precipitation falling in just about every form as of right now. And we're about to, well, we are getting in on it in a light form here in the newsroom, and that's going to continue. Now, while Central, definitely Northern Kentucky and beyond are getting hammered with a lot of freezing rain, a lot of ice, maybe even as much as a half an inch or better, that's really going to cause a whole lot of problems, and not just travel conditions either. We are, as of right now, expected to stay wet for the remainder of the evening. That's if temperatures do what models are saying that they're going to do. Current conditions outside the newsroom for the early show were at 33 degrees, 33 and holding. We've been there for a while. Now, all renderings tell me that temperatures are going to rise, and we're going to see an increase in temperatures to around 39 degrees by 4 o'clock in the morning. That means all that precipitation that I just showed you, well, it's going to stay wet, and all we're going to see is the possibility of 1 to 2 inches of rain. Now, I don't want to say all like it's nothing. We're already talking about, of course, conditions outside very favorable for some flooding in the area. We are under a flood watch through tomorrow morning. for very good reason. Creeks, streams, the riverbanks, all pretty much at peak. They have gone down a bit, but 1 to 2 inches of rain will go a long way to reverse that. It's all going to hinge for us as to whether or not temperatures start to climb or not. We're talking about northeast winds, 5 to 7 miles per hour. Well, if those stay true or increase even, well, that's going to pull in some cooler and not warmer air. We are on the bubble, we are on the bubble more so than what I thought we were going to be on the bubble just 12 or 14 hours ago. But right now it's still looking like a rain event and still looking as though 1 to 2 inches possible, and there is still a possibility that we will see a little bit of that freezing rain and other conditions before it's all said and done. But nothing to the tune of what everyone to our north is seeing, central Kentucky and elsewhere. Tomorrow, well, a 30% chance of that rain continuing before noon. Temperatures falling to around 32 by 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Winds are going to pick up 8, 13, 21 mile per hour gusts are right now in the forecast for tomorrow. A slight chance of a few snow showers as we do get in the backside of that precipitation when temperatures start to fall. Maybe a few flurries thereafter tomorrow evening, but no real accumulation out of that. Thursday, maybe a few early flurries, 7 to 8 a.m. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and colder, 31 degrees, 18 for your low. Partly cloudy late, so says your Licking Valley RECC forecast. Partly sunny and 38 on your Friday, 25 for the low. We start to get in on a chance of some snow late Friday night. And as of right now, all I can tell you, all anyone can really tell you, is that there could be a significant winter weather maker. As of right now, it looks to be white and not wet. It looks to be a snow event, but still the makeup, even though there is a great potential and has all the markings of being a significant winter storm, it's just a 50% to 60% chance of some snow Saturday into your Sunday. Temperature Sunday leveling off to about 32 and 13, and Monday falling to about 27 degrees. As I said, it's just too far out to call, but we are closely monitoring that potential, as should you. It's just Tuesday around here. We'll know more when I see you back here next time for more of your news today. For now, thank you so much for watching. Just stay in and stay in front of the game. Watch the Cats, and we'll all be safe and be better off, hopefully, if the Cats win. And I'll see you back here tomorrow night for more of your news today. Thanks for watching.